particular bow we're making today, we are going to have short tails on those. These type of bows, we like to call them funky bows because the tails will go up and the tails will go down. And I'm going to show you on this video how to do that step by step so you can do this really easy for your next project. So we're going to start off with this red and white stripe. One of the neatest things you want to do with this type of bow is I'm going to use this on a door hanger, so I don't want the actual tails to be long, blocking all the words on the door hanger. I don't want it to hide it. So I'm going to take and make these short tails so we can kind of control that. My go-to length is 8 inches. Feel free to play with that if you want to do it shorter or longer. You have all that control when you're making your bow. But you can see here already I've got my first tail going up. Now I'm going to come in and do my loops, and I'm going to keep these loops at about 7 inches. This is a pretty big project we're making, so I like these to be nice and bold. So I'm going to loop over my loops here, and we're going to do 2 of these, 2 on either side. So 7 on the left, and I'm going to twist, and you can see I'm fluffing it out while I'm doing it. That means I'm positioning this right up where it needs to be. Okay, and I'm going to come in here at 8 inches also. We'll trim that off, and then we're going to dovetail it. Now, if you're off a little on your measurement, it's no big deal. You can always come back and trim these shorter or longer. But the key is I want to watch those twists as I'm bringing it all into the middle, okay? So now we're ready to put on our next layer of ribbon. And I am going to use this pretty like formal swirl. This goes so good with our design we're going to do today. So I'm going to take and trim these. I'm dovetailing them, so once I fold it, I just cut that up from the cut up. So I get that nice little V shape. And we call that a dovetail. It's also like a chevron. And I'm going to go a little shorter. As you move in towards the center of the bow, you generally like to shorten the length of the loop. So that's what I'm doing right now. I'm going to go out to 6 inches here and 6 inches here. And you guys, what are you making special for yourself this holiday? You've got to be doing something special. Or what's in the works? If you haven't had a chance to do it yet, what is your plans? Okay, and this time I'm going to put 3 of these because I want to get a good pop of this swirl and white. I think it's just a nice little, a little bit more formal kind of look, a little bit more, you know, classical. I cannot wait to see what your plans are to make for yourself, because y'all deserve something beautiful too for your home. If you haven't made something for yourself yet, you've got to. You've got to mix that in the mix. We always get so busy doing our own businesses that we don't even have time. See? 3 on either side. I love it. My tails are still working opposite, up and down. Now we're going to come in with this stripe. This stripe is pretty cool because it's got this little bit of iridescent string running in there, and I love that. This one's going to run right on top of our other stripe. I'm going to bring it in and twist it. And we're going to put 2 of these in. And now these are even shorter at 5 inches. So you can see how we're working in towards the middle, a little at the time. I love it. Making bows does not have to be hard. You just take your time, you watch those folds, you twist, you scrunch, and you just build it up. And it's so easy to build it up from the back to the front and get this nice look. Okay, and I'm going to dovetail this too. And this is just so pretty. Oh, my little piece fell in there, but I love it. Now I'm going to finish out the center with just a little finishing touch. And we're going to use what we do in design school quite a bit. In design school, we use what we call a bow tie in the center. We just make a loop of the ribbon, and we're going to make it a little bigger than I think I need it to start with. And then you just overlap these and make your own little bow tie here, okay? Fold it on itself, and then you just gather it right up in the middle. Now this is that really nice ribbon, so you want to crunch it a little. Okay, and once I have my bow tie, I run it right up the middle. And it always gives me a really, really polished, finished look to my bow. Look at that. I mean, that's a bow like a pro. Y'all, you could do bows like pros as long as you're hanging out with me. I'm not going to leave you hanging, literally. I'm going to keep you going. And my design school students know it. They have the videos where they can walk through each step of each bow on every project, and I teach them why we use those bows on different projects and what we're looking for when we want to create those. So this part, we're going to fluff it up and get everybody in their own position. Okay, so they've got to get in their own zones. And I love when you do this, you're going to see your bow all of a sudden come alive right in your own hand. Just keep squishing it in the center and hold it tight while you fluff it up. And the key is this. This is the key. The key is that dimension. That's what you're looking for. We want dimension in our bows. We want dimension in our floral designs. Dimension is key. And if you decide to sell your work and you want to learn how to do that, I'm here to help you and teach you how to do that also. But in order to get top dollar, you need dimension. So start kind of getting that as a mindset that you want to work towards that too in your work. All right, now I need to attach on the back here my cable tie. That's going to allow me to put it on my finished project. And then I'm going to get that nice tight. We'll trim this off. And I like to finish off my bows with just, I like to add one of the ribbons back to the center. And in this case, I think this stripe is just perfect because it's just going to bring our eye right to the middle of the bow. So I just cut a little strip and I'm going to fold it on itself. Make a nice little strip that runs down the middle. And you can watch those stripes and decide how you want to lay it out. Like I'm going to put that white stripe right down the middle. And that little detail always finishes out my bow so stinking pretty. I love that. And I'm going to come in and tie it tight. Ah! Don't throw it. Don't throw it across. Trim off those edges. And you've done it. You've made a gorgeous Christmas bow. This one we're going to use on a project we're making together, but you can see how easy it was put together. Hey Blue Marinos, we're getting ready to play with our newest kit. I'm going to show you how to pull it together. It starts off with this killer sign, and it's an oversized, beautiful, merry and bright sign that is going to scream from your front door how pretty it is. And I love this for the holiday season. We have already tied a bow to go with this project, so if you need it to learn how to tie the bow, just ask for the link to that video here. And no, it's always going to be also provided in the kit link to this whole kit, so you can see the bow video as well. But I'm going to show you how to put this one together. These are great for beginners or projects you want to do quickly. If you're thinking about doing some projects that the grandkids can make for their mom and dad to give as a gift, this is a perfect idea because this is a simple, easy project, but very impactful when you put it together. And it really doesn't require any glue. It's easy peasy, okay? So what I want you to do first is we're going to put our sign over to the side, and our bow is already made over to the side. And we're going to start to make our cluster. So I like to take all the pieces that come in the kit and start to do what I call shaking hands. And that's always the first step of preparing your florals to design with. So whether I'm teaching in design school, in my class, teaching hundreds of ladies and gentlemen how to floral design every week, we still have to start with this part of the process, which means you're basically fluffing out your designs. And one of the things we generally do is we do what we call greening the base first. And that means we kind of set the perimeter, and that means set the background of the design. And we usually do that with greenery. And here in this particular kit is coming with this gorgeous flocked greenery in there. So what I'm going to do is take these and just kind of overlap them, crisscross them. So I have what we call a bow zone in here where the bow is going to go, and these are going to overlap. And once you start to attach these together, you have this really strong kind of swag base. And that is just a great, easy way to start the basics of this design. So let me grab a cable tie, and we'll start to put that together and kind of build up from there. So I'm going to just start by putting one in the middle. And I got a few cable ties here. The only thing that does not come in the kit is like cable ties or wires, anything like that. You have to provide your own, but all the florals and the sign come in it. So I started by attaching this one at the center, and I'm not even going to trim that off yet. I'm going to turn it around because I want you to make this nice and strong. So I'm going to take and just gently attach this here. It's green. I'm going to kind of hide it behind. No one's going to see it. It's camoed. And we're going to do the same thing on the other side. So I'm doing that on both sides, getting it all attached. These are too fun and just really kind of easy to do. One of my favorite things because they whip out really quickly. And a lot of times projects like this are just great in your Etsy shop too. Just simple little projects you can fill your shop with. I'm going to trim these all off. My wire cutters, and see, I've created this great strong base. Now bring the sign over so we can take a look at it and kind of decide how you want to lay out your project. This is a metal sign, but it's dimensional. Look at this. Look how cool the dimension. So it depends how you want to lay out your design. You could go just straight all across the top like I'm doing here. You could bend these and kind of have it swag down and go over the circular shape. Like bend it down. I think that's cute too. Another thing that's fun on a front door is just kind of go asymmetrical. Just go off to the side and let that puppy just pop out like that. I love that too. So this is kind of the look that I like. Out to the side, letting the sign be down. It's going to hang from here, and then this will be kind of a little bit cattywampus off to one side. So I love it. Now, we've got a couple of picks we need to add to our swag first, now that we've established that. So I'm going to pull that over to the side while we put these in. Now, one is a fun candy pattern, which is great. And I think it would be cute if we could kind of get a little of that going each way. So what if I take one of these and just swing it over? So when we put it down the middle, we get 3 candy canes working opposite ways. We didn't even have to cut or anything. I like that a lot. So I'm going to stick with that. Just take and trim the excess part of the stem off right here. And no one's even going to know that with the wire cutter. And we can go ahead and put our cable tie right down the middle again. Isn't that great? And because we're in here working in the bow zone, right in the middle, it's all going to be covered. You're not going to see any of that. So I'll trim that off. You can pull these candy canes out a little. I love that. And then just to kind of soften it a bit, we're going to use one of these eucalyptus sprays with a little bit of berries. It's got a little bit of glitter. And I'm going to use that piece kind of coming over here as an extra element in this section opposite than the candy. The 2 candy canes, so it's a little bit different, not all matchy-matchy, and I'll trim that off too. If you're in design school, you'll know that I'm big on not everything being so matching. Like, we want to make the eye see the little dimension and all the little depth that we're creating, but it doesn't have to be so symmetrical all the time. It can be, but it's fun to let it be a little different. So you can see we've already created our cluster. Boom. Our cluster is made, and that's going to go, oh, it's squeaking up here at the top. And I'm going to let that just go sideways on my Berry and Bright sign. And I want to kind of bring it up a little so it's not hiding too much of the words, but it's kind of off to the side. So I need to leave room to hang it on this circle, but I want it to kind of sit in the middle of the circle, right? So in order to do that, you're going to use 2 cable ties to attach it to your sign. So I'm going to grab a couple here, and then we'll just put one over here and then one on the other side. And so that keeps it from falling all the way down. We got 2 on here in the middle of the circle. It's amazing how creative you can get with the cable ties and holding it on. You can always use wires or pipe cleaners, but I always find these can get a lot tighter than any of those and just hold up better in the long run. Okay, I'm going to trim those off. And now we got all this mechanics here you can see, but don't worry, we're going to hide that now and put our gorgeous bow right in the center. And look how cute! Now just attach this right to the spray. You don't have to go around the hanger. And you'll just, underneath my hand, I know you can't see it now, I'm Just cable tying that in there. I'm trying to, but I love how cute this is, and I hope you want to try something like this for your home as well. These are just so fun, so easy. They make up in minutes. The thing that'll take you a little bit longer is the bow, even longer than the project, but you can see how much that bow makes it so cute and precious. Put those pine cones kind of popping through the bow, coming out. Let those tails come up. And you can tell we haven't even had to hide any of the words. Merry and bright with our beautiful swag right at the top. We nailed it, guys. We nailed it. Blue Merinos, I can't wait to see yours just like this. I can't wait to see it hanging on your door. You deserve something beautiful for your home this season too. And this one is perfect. Make it for you and your family, or, you know, give it as a gift, as a kit gift to a friend where they can make it for themselves and enjoy the whole process. And it comes with full rolls of ribbon, so they're going to have extra ribbon to embellish other projects in their home. It's fun, guys. All right, Blue Merinos, I will see you next time, and I hope your holiday is merry and bright and you're making it that way. Y'all have fun with flowers, and I'll see you next time.